Hi, I'm Freya. Welcome back to another writing vlog. Today we are working on High Quality Man, which is a contemporary novel that I have just started. I'm 18,000 words into the draft and it's going well so far. In today's chapter, I'm writing a scene that's takes place in a kind of mystic fortune teller voodoo witch's kind of shop, and my main character is very much not a believer, not someone who gets along with that kind of thing. So I think there's a lot of potential for fun conflict there and kind of funny lines, and I'm looking forward to that. And yeah, I think that's all I pretty much wanted to say. It's about 6 chapters into the novel, so it's kind of, you've kind of got a sense of who he is and things are established, but I'm still learning as I go and kind of figuring things out at the same time. So I will stop at regular intervals, talk through things, use you as a kind of sounding board for this writing project, silent sounding board, I guess. Yeah, that is pretty much the gist of everything. So without further ado, I'm gonna jump into lighting my project candle and getting that burning and getting into some writing. Okay, here we go. Okay, this is the mentioned project candle. She is quite a few hours deep in now. I haven't worked on this project in a long time on camera, but I have been lighting her and kind of burning her every time I write. So yeah, that's how she's looking, and we will see her at the end of today and see how much kind of damage gets done. But yeah, that's the update. Okay, candle is lit, draft is open. This is the starting point. Let's see how we go. Okay, so I just finished that writing session and I've blown out the progress candle. I'm feeling really good about that. I had the good idea that my character has already put in a significant investment to go and see this fortune teller white witch lady, and I had her in the scene ask for more money from him. So that was kind of really fun to write, and I kind of felt like it had really good atmosphere, and I like what it's building to, which is ultimately what he wants doesn't work, and that feels like this book is essentially really comedic and meant to be really funny. So that's challenging to write, but it's also really satisfying, and kind of it really hooks you in, and time goes by so quickly. I feel like I blinked and an hour has passed. But yeah, that is my little writing update for today. So I will see you in a different time in my next writing session and ready to jump back into this novel. We are getting close. Well, we're 1,000 words away from 20,000 words, which feels crazy because it took so much more time last time I was writing a book to get to this point. But yeah, really happy, and see you next time. Bye. Okay, welcome back to another segment of this vlog. Today we are targeting 20,000 words in this draft, which feels crazy because I feel like I've only been working on it for 2 minutes and already it's gonna be, 2 times 10,000 words today, if I get 1,000 words written, which is what I'm hoping to do. Yeah, I left off right at the end of a scene, but not at the end of a chapter. So I have to work out kind of what the rest of this chapter is going to contain and what I think will go well with what I've already written, which is the kind of fortune tellery reading scene. I want to do the aftermath of that, I think. So the kind of character's reflections after the session and what he thinks about what has just taken place and kind of his discussion with the ghost character who's kind of plaguing him and he's trying to get rid of. So yeah, that's the kind of situation as it stands. I will show you the candle. The candle has developed a hole, which I'm very excited by, so I will show you that in just a second. Okay, so this is the progress candle, and as you can see, she has a little mini hole, and she's kind of burning more on one side than the other, but not much I can do about that, so we'll get her lit and get started writing. Okay, as you can no doubt see, the candle is burning, and we have our 20,000 word target set. And let's do it. Okay, so I finished that writing session. It took about an hour to get 1,000 words done. I finished the entirety of that chapter, so I just want to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 chapters done, and the 10th one in progress. So we're kind of moving into the middle section of this novel, I think, now. Yeah, we're definitely, things are established. You know who the characters are, you know the stakes. Yeah, so I don't really look at detailed plot points in a formula. I kind of just write it in a discovery way, but it does feel cool to kind of be in more working, getting closer to the midpoint and having all that kind of history behind me, that writing in place. It feels really satisfying. I like where this is going. So that is the end of today's writing session. The candle did pretty well. I can't really see that the hole's gotten too much bigger, but it is still burning really unevenly on one side. Yeah, I guess I will catch you in the next update. Okay, till then. Okay, welcome to Sunday afternoon. We are back with another writing session. It's funny because I think I was so eager to get that 20,000 word, kind of mark, and so eager to be there. I was really pushing for that, and then once I got there, I kind of took my foot off the gas a little bit, and it's been harder to get into the headspace to do this next writing session. So it's just writing a novel is such a marathon, and you kind of go through so many ups and downs of how you're feeling about it in the day-to-day context, but also just ebbs and flows of momentum. So yeah, we are re-locking in and kind of trying to get another 1,000 words this afternoon. So yeah, I will let you know how that goes. Okay, I thought I'd show you I have reached my goal for today, so more about that in a second. Okay, so that writing session was a bit of a mixed bag. At the start, I kind of struggled to get going a bit, and I kind of felt like I was hitting that point, which I know I'm going to come to eventually in this novel, where I'm struggling to sustain the action because it's a very small scale for a book. Like, there's only a couple of characters. It's very, like, at the moment there aren't a lot of things happening in the story. It's just kind of a tug of war between these two major characters and kind of trying to get that feeling right and trying to sustain it over multiple chapters is kind of taxing because there's only so many things you can think of to do, and you kind of run out of ideas. So I was finding it hard to get going. Even though I had a rough plan for where the chapter was going, I found it a struggle to kind of execute that today. But it did improve as it went on. Once I got past the first 500 words, I think the next 500 were much easier to kind of get out and much more flowy. So yeah, I think this is kind of the end of this little writing vlog, and I'm not sure what my next video will be. I'm getting closer to be able to make query prep videos for the Go-Between Girl, so kind of looking forward to doing that and showing you that aspect of the journey and putting together like polished materials for that book, because I've had a completed draft for quite some time now and I haven't really put together a hook, put together stuff for the like a blurb and that kind of thing. So yeah, I'd like to say thank you for watching if you made it to this point in the video, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye.